Hello, it's Mike Searles, the comeback coach and founder of the Serenity Lifestyle Hub. In this recording, I'm sharing something that has the power to change your life. I'm not able to change your life, but you certainly can, because your thoughts literally have the power to change everything. Here's how I know. Going back to 2009, when I was at the end of my rope, I was sick, sad and broke. That's when it finally became clear to me during one of the many sessions with my mindset coach. It's when she impressed upon me the idea that thoughts are things. Thoughts are powerful things, and that we become what we think about. Now, she didn't invent those ideas. Greater minds of many years past have been saying the same thing. Even in the past 100 years or so, authors have been writing about the power of thought. Prentice Mulford in his book Thoughts Are Things. Wallace Wattles in The Science of Getting Rich. Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich. And Earl Nightingale's famous recording, The Strangest Secret. By the way, there's my link to that free recording of Earl Nightingale's The Strangest Secret in the description of this podcast. Listen to it for 30 days in a row and test it for yourself. Back to 2009 when, as I mentioned, I was sick, sad and broke. I was sick because of years of self-medicating with alcohol and drugs. There's a word that describes the state I was in. It's called addiction. I was sad because I was clinically depressed with diagnosed major depressive illness. And by the way, that's a kind of depressed state where, say, despite it being a blue sky and bright sunshine or grey clouds and constant rain, the environment of situations, circumstances and events has nothing to do with the internal state of mental health. And I was flat broke. I'd burnt through all my money, hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years, and I was, at that point, unemployed and unemployable. Now, you may not relate to any of those states of, say, addiction, depression, or unemployment, but you will relate, generally, if you are currently feeling stuck in the middle of some kind of adversity. And I looked that word up, adversity, and here's what I found. It means simply a state of setback or suffering. So permit me to ask you, are you feeling stuck in a setback that you'll never get out of? If so, I want to bring you back to one thought you must develop. You really have no choice if you want to break free and come back from the setback. You must adopt a willingness to believe that it is your thoughts that will get you unstuck and back to a state of serenity. But might you say, are you saying all I need to do is think on it and everything else will just solve itself as if by magic? What I am saying is that your thoughts will be responsible for something like 80% of your results. What you do and how you do it will contribute to the other 20%. That is the real power of your thinking. Now, I'm not only talking here from books I've read. This here, what I'm sharing with you right now, comes from my own hard-earned personal experience. Back in 2009, when I went from being sick, sad and broke to being healthy, happy and wealthy. Not in a day, not even in a few months. Day by day, in every way, I started to get better and better. Now, here's the reality. Some of those days have been better than others. Some days were downright difficult and I wanted to give up. By the way, I want you to hear this. I'm not giving up on you. You might give up on yourself, but I'll never give up on you because I know what's on the other side of not giving up. And here's another thing. I was committed to my mission, fixed on the goal, but flexible on how I got there. Now you may be wondering, what was it that I was doing then? How did I go from sick, sad and broke to happy, healthy and wealthy? I started by attending all appointments with my doctor, with my coach and the other people involved in my comeback. I was reading all the books that were recommended to me. I was listening to the recordings of such things as guided meditations that I was given by my coach. I was affirming that which I was becoming, and I was 100% committed to my comeback. And here's specifically how I got here, to where I am some 11 years later. If you're going to take a note of anything from this recording, I think this would be it. I finally found the balance between acceptance and change. How? I affirmed the thoughts of the Serenity Prayer. Now, I'm not going to start downloading religion on you. That's not what I'm about. It's interesting, though, the Serenity Prayer has been variously attributed to an ancient Sanskrit text, to Greek philosopher Aristotle, to theologian St. Augustine, to Italian friar St. Francis of Assisi, and others. Although the origins of the prayer may be unclear, its impacts are not. I came to know the Serenity Prayer from the hundreds of Alcoholics Anonymous meetings I've attended over the years. Every AA meeting I've attended has been closed with the Serenity Prayer. And what is it about the Serenity Prayer that gives its power? The Serenity Prayer anchors the concepts of acceptance, courage, and wisdom. It has the potential to transform a state of difficulty in handling hardships into a state of calm surrender plus more. But make no mistake, when you hear that word surrender, there's nothing weak or passive about this kind of surrendering. For the acceptance and surrender is merely a prelude to having the courage to change those many things in our power that we can change, those many things which procrastination keeps us from changing. And I think you'd know what I'm talking about here, because if you didn't, you wouldn't still be listening. All this acceptance and surrender comes about from the wisdom and awareness of knowing the difference between those things we can change and those things we cannot. So, here is the famous Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Hazelden Betty Ford, formerly known as the Betty Ford Centre for Addiction and Treatment, describes the Serenity Prayer like this. The Serenity Prayer is a wide door, one that's open to people of all faiths and backgrounds. It speaks wisdom to addicts and non-addicts alike. People who live this prayer discover how to strike a dynamic balance between acceptance and change. This gift is precious, and it's one that we can enjoy for a lifetime of serenity. That's the mission. That's the real goal. That's the ultimate goal, to be living in a state of serenity. It means simply a state of calm, peace, and untroubled mind. The real value of what I teach and coach as the comeback coach is how quickly you can come back to serenity. It's possible. I see people doing it over and over again. I've done it. I know you can too. Here's that Serenity Prayer one more time. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. This is Mike Searles, the comeback coach, on a mission to help 100,000 people come back from setbacks to serenity in the fastest time possible. And thank you for listening.